No kids. Meghan in tears as Doria caught red-handed, confessing to her friends that Sussex have no kids. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we have some shocking developments in the lives of Meghan and Harry, straight from across the pond. As you all know, Meghan and Harry stepped down from their senior royal roles last year and moved to California with their son Archie. Since then, they've welcomed their daughter, Lilibet Diana. But are the Sussex kids even real? Let's get into the latest tea. I've received inside information from one of Doria Ragland's longtime friends, revealing some concerning conversations. Doria, as you know, is Meghan's mother, and she now lives just minutes from the Sussexes in Montecito. According to my source, last weekend, Doria had a gathering at her home with some friends from her yoga classes. While they were enjoying tropical cocktails by the pool, the topic of Meghan and Harry's children came up. Normally, Doria avoids discussing her daughter's personal life publicly, but it seems the sangria got the best of her. My friend recounted that Doria confided, "You know, I'm worried about Meghan. Something doesn't seem right about those kids. I've only met Archie a handful of times since they moved here, and I've never even laid eyes on little Lilibet." Gasps erupted around the pool. One friend asked, "Surely you've seen photos, though, right?" And this is where it gets really juicy. Doria put down her drink and said quite firmly, "No, I haven't. Meghan always has an excuse why I can't visit or see photos." Harry doesn't question it either, which is odd. I'm starting to think maybe there are no kids at all. The group went silent in shock. Doria continued, saying she confronted Meghan about it, but Meghan brushed her off, saying she was being ridiculous. Now Doria seriously doubts the whole narrative Meghan and Harry have been spinning about their happy little family in Montecito. She says it's just not adding up. My source noted that Doria seemed visibly distressed telling this story to her friends. She's worried about Meghan's mental health and stability if she's fabricating lives for non-existent children, and she doesn't understand why Harry isn't more involved as a father if the kids are real. I have to say, this does align with some of the inconsistencies around Archie and Lilibet's appearances and stories. We've never seen the kids out and about in California. There are barely any photos of them, and the details provided always seem to change. Could Meghan and Harry's PR team have gotten a bit carried away with fiction? It certainly seems Doria is now doubting the official Sussex kid narrative. Let's move on to discuss some other questionable behavior from Meghan and Harry recently that adds even more suspicion. Last month, they appeared on stage for an intimate polo match fundraiser and held clasped hands, almost like they were pretending to be a loved-up parental unit in public. But Doria's concerns raised the point. If there are no kids, what are they pretending for? Another significant moment came at the Queen's Jubilee in June. Harry and Meghan supposedly brought Archie and Lilibet to the UK in secret, but then all events were mysteriously cancelled at the last minute. We never saw any proof the kids were actually there either. Was this a cover-up because they couldn't produce the non-existent children? Very fishy behavior indeed. Then just last week, Meghan gave a magazine interview saying Lilibet had just taken her first steps, but when asked for proof or a photo, her rep came back with, "No photos will be shared out of respect for her privacy as a child." Alarm bells were going off in my head. Real mothers can't wait to share milestone moments of their babies. This excuse doesn't add up at all. Putting it all together, Doria's big confession, the suspicious public appearances avoided, family visits and events, and lack of real evidence like photos, things are definitely not adding up with Meghan and Harry's story about having 2 children. I, for one, am now fully on board the rumor mill conspiracy train that they are childless.